It's Mackenzie from Girl Loves Glam here, and this is Girl Loves Curl. I really hope that you can learn everything that you are hoping to from this course to help you learn to either love your curls or to help someone that you love their curls. So something that you have to understand before learning anything about curly hair are hair types and curly hair types. So there are 3 different categories that curly hair types fit into, and they are on a number system. They are 2, 3, and 4. And within those categories, there are even subcategories of those. So generally, 2 is more of a wave, 3 is a ringlet, and then 4 is coily hair. So it goes kind of wavy, curly, coily. It's kind of an easier way to think about it. So within those subcategories, you can have 2A, B, and C, 3A, B, and C, and then 4A, B, and C. And for those different subcategories, then it is based on how curly or wavy or coily the hair is. So like some coily hair can be more of like a zigzag pattern, others can be really tight ringlets, whereas like a wave could just be a slight bend in the hair, and others could be really close to being a ringlet. So there are all of those subcategories. I have a nice little diagram that will help you to kind of be able to tell where the curls that you are dealing with kind of lie. So here's the other thing you need to understand about curl types is that they can change over time. Something that's really crazy about our bodies is that hormones come into play for both men and women, especially women though, and your curl type can change. A lot of times it can change when you're going through menopause, or when you're going through pregnancies, or any of those. And sometimes it can come out of nowhere. You could have started your menstrual cycle years before, gone through puberty years before, didn't even get pregnant, and then all of a sudden you have these curls. Hormones can play a major part in all of that, so just know that it's important to get to know these curl types because your head of hair could easily change. Okay, so for my hair, it has changed definitely over time. And right now I would say that it's kind of a combination of like a 2C, which is like the curliest wavy end, and a 3A, because I do have ringlets. This is actually day 2 curl right now, so it's not quite as curly as it is on like the first day. But you'll have ringlets and waves. So mine's kind of a combination of both, which my youngest daughter has a very similar hair type. Hers is kind of a 2C, 3A combo, but we have different density of our hair and different hair textures. So it makes our curls unique as well. My older daughter, she has curlier hair than I do, and her hair would be more in the 3A, 3B category. She has a lot more ringlets, but they aren't anywhere near like the coily category. There are people who will even have some hair that's in the coily category and have some hair that's even in the 2 like wavy category. So just know that one head of hair can have many different curl patterns and curl types. So for 2 or those early 3 categories, kind of like my hair, you'll want to find products that will really encourage those curls to curl more. And we'll talk more about products later, but it's really important to know the curl types to know kind of what products you're going to want to work with. For my older daughter, that she doesn't really need the curls to be encouraged more. She just needs help with keeping the frizz down and being able to keep her curls together to prevent it from getting bigger and frizzier. Now, I don't want to pretend like I know that I'm an expert in the coily hair category. I have a lot of people who will come to me who have children with coily hair and they'll ask questions. And while I do think that there are a lot of curly hair things that are totally universal for different curl types, I want you to know that this can be a resource, but I will also have a lot of other resources for you to go to for coily hair, because I don't want to take away from those voices at all. And in fact, a lot of what we know about curly hair and taking care of curly hair is, so much of it is owed to Black voices that have learned and shared a lot of their knowledge over time. And it's crazy, even just in my lifetime, how much more education is available and how many more products are available for curly hair that I wouldn't have ever known about because it wasn't marketed to girls like me, or their voices weren't being amplified. So I don't ever want to take that away from the coily hair category, and I know that it's not just Black voices that have coily hair, but just know that I'm not trying to take away from that, and that I have some really great resources that I can guide you to if even after this course you still have more questions, because we are all still learning, and there are some really incredible resources out there for coily hair. So now there's also other categories that your hair will fall into, and one of those is hair density. And hair density can be categorized between thin, medium, and thick. And this is talking about the amount of hair that grows within like a square centimeter or square inch on your head. And so this is just strictly how much hair is growing on your head. There are tons of people who assume that if you have curly hair, you have thick hair, and that is not the case. There are a lot of people with thin hair who have curly hair as well. Mostly the important thing to know is how much product to use on your hair based on if your hair is thin, medium, or thick. And there's no real science to knowing if you have thin, medium, or thick hair. Most people pretty much know. It's based on like how big a ponytail would be when you grab a section of hair within the same, if you grab the same amount of hair from different heads of hair, then you can tell. But I think most people, for the most part, know if they have thin, medium, or thick hair. And then the last category that your hair can be categorized in, because of course we need more, is the strand type of hair. So this is actually talking about individual strands on your hair, and there actually can be, on your head could have multiple strand types, but those are categorized between fine, medium, and coarse. And the best way to know where your hair fits is by either pulling out or seeing hair that has fallen out and putting it on your palm. If you can barely see the hair, then that means that you have fine hair. If you look at it and it is really thick and it has a little texture to it, then it's considered coarse. And then if it's somewhere in the middle, it's considered medium. So this is where my hair and my youngest daughter's hair really differs. She doesn't have baby hair. She's 4 years old at this point, but a lot of baby hair is more fine, and her hair is still considered pretty fine. It is getting to be a little more medium, but mine is considered more medium to almost coarse. So this is where even though we have very similar curl types, our hair definitely differs within our strand type. Okay, now I'm going to give you a little homework. I want to hear all about the curly hair types in your home. So that could be on your head or any other curly heads in your home. And remember that the curl categories are 2, 3, and 4, and then they have A, B, and C within them. I want to hear about the hair density, and I want to hear about the strand type. And write it down so then you can remember and be able to make educated choices based on those categories. And it really is such a foundation. So while this isn't the most exciting thing, I find it fascinating, and I think it's really exciting to know. And I promise that the rest of your course is going to be a lot easier if you have this foundation and you understand it. So thank you for tuning in, and I can't wait to share even more Girl Loves Curl with you. See ya!